She was just another ASMR influencer. Soft whispers, gentle tapping, late night streams to help strangers fall asleep. Her videos were calm, comforting, and safe. But then one night during a live stream, something changed. The whispers didn't sound like hers anymore. The shadows in her room began to move on their own, and her reflection smiled when she didn't. Her viewers thought it was all just part of the show.
It's getting scary.
The city outside was quiet, almost too quiet. Her followers loved these streams, whispered secrets, little chills, stories to keep them awake just long enough to feel alive. She smiled at the camera. Hey, it's just me tonight. Let's keep it chill. The faint hum of electronics buzzed under her voice, almost like static from another room. She tapped her fingernails softly on the wooden desk. Tapped, tap, tap. A rhythm her audience knew well. The chat scrolled fast, emojis, hearts, messages flying. Then one message stopped her cold. Look behind you. She laughed softly. Very funny, Sarah. She turned. Nothing. Just dim light bouncing off the walls. But the messages kept coming. No, seriously, behind you. A chill ran down her spine. Goosebumps pricked her arms slowly. She glanced at the mirror across the room. Her reflection was there, but it wasn't quite right. Faint, delayed, echoes of her movements in the room. She smiled, lagged behind hers. Her eyes wasn't hers. A whisper drifted through the room, soft, cold, almost brushing the listener's ear. Why did you check us? Casey spun. Nothing. The apartment was empty. The camera kept recording. The chat kept scrolling. Behind you. Your wall just moved. Casey, stop. Something's there. We heard it too. New messages appeared from an unknown account. One repeated over and over. We see you. Her pulse raced. She reached for her phone, but the screen went black. The whisper returned, closer this time. Why didn't you check on us? She tried to leave, but the apartment felt wrong. Shadows stretched across the walls, moving in ways they shouldn't. Doors shifted, hallways twisted, and the camera angle itself seemed alive. The reflection in the mirror smiled. It mimicked her movements perfectly. Then it winked. Her viewers typed in panic. Casey, what's happening? But no sound reached them from her side. Only the reflection, staring, grinning. The whispers grew louder. At first it was a single voice, soft and cold. But then it multiplied, layered and endless, echoing from every corner of the room. It was as if the walls themselves were breathing the words. Check us. We're here. We're watching. The temperature dropped so sharply that Casey could see her own breath. It poured out in trembling fog, vanishing into the darkness. Her hands shook as her phone slipped from her grip, hitting the floor with a dull crack. The screen went black, but her camera, her live stream kept going. The little red light burning like an eye. On the screen, her reflection didn't just mimic her movements anymore. It stepped forward, closer, peeling itself away, like it had been waiting. The real Casey staggered back, but the reflection leaned forward, lips curling into a smile that wasn't hers. Her viewers flooded the chat, spamming question marks, panic emojis, and desperate messages. Casey, behind you! What the hell is that? But she couldn't see the chat anymore. She could only feel the weight of the voices pressing against her skull. As Casey tried to scream, but the sound died in her throat. Her mouth moved, wide, desperate, and pleading, but no noise came out. The silence was suffocating, heavier than any scream could have been. She lunged for the door, but it was gone. The knob, the frame, the wood vanished. In its place stretched a black corridor that twisted longer than it should have been, alive with shifting shadows that pulsed like veins under the skin. The whispers grew unhinged, crashing over her like a storm. Check us, check us, we always been here. And then the shadows surged, swallowing her in a rush of black. Her body jerked once, twice, before being pulled into the dark. The camera didn't follow. It stayed focused on the empty room, the empty chair, and the mirror. And in that mirror, her reflection lingered, alone, smiling, still streaming to thousands of horrified viewers who couldn't look away. For a long, breathless moment, the stream was still. Casey was gone. The chair sat empty. The only movement was the faint flickering of the mirror surface. The chat slowed, confusing, breaking apart, the flood of emojis and screaming caps. This has to be fake. Where's Casey? Why is it still streaming? Someone called the cops. And then, just when people started convincing themselves it was a stunt, the reflection twitched. It snapped his head to the side, too sharp, like a puppet with strings yanked. The audience froze, 100,000 people staring at the same non-human movement. The reflection leaned closer to the glass, both hands pressed against the side of the mirror, palms pale, fingers too long. The glass rippled under its weight like water. The chat erupted again. Oh my God, look! It's moving! That's not her! Oh my God, oh my God! And then the audio returned. Not Casey's voice, not even one voice. Dozens, hundreds layered, rasping, whispering in overlapping tones. Check us, check us, check us. But this time, it wasn't for Casey. It was for them, the audience. Their viewers just didn't hear the voices in their headphones. Some sworn they heard him in their rooms, right behind them. A faint breath on their neck, a whisper too close to their ear. Screens began to flicker. Some people typed like crazy that their monitors showed faces behind their reflection. Strangers staring from the shadows. One user's webcam light turned on without being clicked. Another one typed, "Who's in my room?" And then it went silent. The mirror figure leaned in, its smile stretching unnaturally wide until it looked like a splint running across its face. The screen camera didn't move, but every viewer felt the same thing. It wasn't looking at the lens anymore. It was looking straight through the screen, straight at them. And then, without a warning, the screen cut. Black mirror, silence. For a second, the chat lagged, and then the panic set in. People begged for updates, asked if anyone had Casey's real number, posted timestamps and theories, but no answer came. Hours later, when the video auto-uploaded to Casey's channel, it wasn't the same. The runtime was longer. Viewers who clicked play sworn. The whispers didn't stop when they closed the tab. Some muted their speakers, only to realize the sound was still there, behind them, inside their own homes. Check us. We're watching you now. The platform deleted the video within 24 hours. Too many reports, too many complaints. But copies started appearing under random accounts. Channels that had 0 subscribers. Created the same day. Always with the same upload. No matter how fast moderators deleted them. More sprung up. And the comments on those re-ups grew darker. My mirror moved. I keep hearing breathing. At night, she's in my reflection now. The worst came from a user who posted, I think Casey's in my house. I can hear her whispering. She sounds like she's behind my mirror. That was their last comment. Their account went silent after. Now, people say if you ever stumble across the full uncut version of Casey's ASMR stream, don't watch past the empty chair. Because once you hear the whispers clearly, they never stop. And sometimes when your screen goes black, you'll see your own reflection smiling. I have a question for everyone who's watching this video. If the scream started playing on your screen tonight, would you keep watching?